Hey guys, it's Steve with Ringing Steel. I'm here today. We're going to talk about coyote guns. I started hunting coyotes in 1998 and got a little bit of experience. My grandpa got me into hunting, but he only hunted deer and elk. I started that whole situation when I was 12, and when I turned 16, I said, I want to be able to hunt more, so coyotes was it. I hunted coyotes for a couple of years before I ever even actually saw fur in the scope. And the first coyote I shot was actually from a tree stand with a bow during whitetail season. So moving on from there, the first rifle I had that I bought for me was this Marlin 917V. And I didn't buy it really for coyote hunting. I bought it because I wanted a 17 HMR. And they said it was good for coyotes. So that's what I was all about. We'll get back into that guy here in a minute. Now, if you're starting out coyote hunting, and the way to go is with the gun that you got. This one, most people start with their hunting rifle. This is a Remington 783 in .243. It's pretty good coyote caliber according to the rest of the world. I disagree. But that's me, and we'll get into that, why I disagree. But .243, any gun, when you're first starting out, any gun that you can shoot at a coyote, that's the right gun to shoot. This is another one. You'll have to excuse the bugs today. It's kind of hot and the sand gnats are out and whatnot. This is my hunting rifle. I have my backup scope on it right now. I fell when I was elk hunting and bent my scope tube right there to the point that I could not open the bolt. So anyway, this is a Remington 700 chambered in 7mm Rem mag. And I'll tell you what, that'll kill a coyote dead. Guaranteed. So when it comes to coyote hunting, there's a few reasons to hunt coyotes. The first one is you can hunt coyotes. You can usually hunt them year round. They're just about everywhere. And they're a lot of fun. It's coyote hunting is one of those things, you're not sitting in one place for hours and hours waiting for a deer to walk by. If you're cold, you get up, you move to the next stand. So that makes it one of my favorite kind of hunting. So another reason to hunt coyotes is predator control, and that's one of the biggest reasons to hunt coyotes, and probably one of the reasons that most coyotes get hunted is for predator control. The third reason to hunt coyotes is for fur. The fur market isn't really there anymore. In the late 90s, it really kind of headed downhill and never really bounced back. But I still hunt coyotes for fur. Whenever I shoot a coyote, unless it's all mangy, it gets skun out and it gets sent to the North American Fur Association. I don't deal with fur buyers. I don't do any of that stuff. I just send it straight to the auction. And that helps. It makes things a little simpler. I don't have to travel to meet somebody. Whenever I get 10 pelts, I just shove them in a box and send them off. So that being said, if you are looking to shoot coyotes because you just want to shoot coyotes, then you should be hunting coyotes in a safe place, and your big game guns will do the job. They will kill a coyote dead, guaranteed, pretty much just about anywhere you're going to hit them. That's one avenue. Now, if you're looking at predator control, then you're looking at shooting coyotes wherever it is that the coyotes show up. And oftentimes that's on a ranch land, sometimes it's in a suburb area, sometimes it's on private property. You may have houses, you may have, farm equipment around, you may have livestock, you may have stuff like that. In which case, these big game guns are not the guns you want to shoot. They are going to be too powerful, they're going to over-penetrate, The bullets hold together really well. They ricochet. They go a really long ways. It's just not the kind of guns you're after for predator control. As we move down here, I'm going to tell you the ultimate gun, the ultimate caliber, the ultimate load, the ultimate situation that you should be shooting if you want to be the predator hunter, the coyote hunter. So now moving on, as I matured and I said, okay, well now I'm going to get this little 917, this little 17 HMR. It's advertised as being okay for animals up to the size of coyotes. The first coyote I shot with this rifle, I shot right between the eyes as it was staring at me through the grass at about 120 yards, and it fell over deader than a doornail. I was happy. The next day, I called in a pack of 6. I shot 4. And every single one of those shots was broadside. And I did not find a single one of those coyotes. After looking into it and doing some ballistic testing with this 917, with the 17 HMR, not just this rifle, but with the 17 HMR, you get about 3 inches of penetration before that bullet is losing all of its velocity, losing all of its, maybe 6, depending on what it is it initially contacts. And if you hit a coyote broadside in the lungs, that 17 grain bullet will get through the hide and the hair. If it hits a rib, it's not going much further because it likely exploded when it hit that hide. If it goes in between the ribs, it's going to mess up one lung. Now, anybody who's ever shot anything archery or hunting anywhere knows that an animal can go a long way on one lung. Coyotes are pretty quick, and so you're following a blood trail. Well, if you've got a 17 caliber hole and an animal that's furred up in the winter, you're not going to get a blood trail. So after that hunt, I retired the 17 HMR, and I went home. I had an action and a barreled action that I built in gunsmithing school, and I knew I was after a coyote rifle. So when they told me that I needed to build this Mauser, and this is a Turkish Mauser that was redone, rechambered, rebarreled, the whole 9 yards, sporterized, all that jazz. I did this one in 22-250, and that was the right ticket. 22-250, man, that is one hell of a coyote cartridge. I've matured a little bit in that situation because, yes, you shoot a coyote with a 22-250, and it's gonna go down. I mean, you get enough penetration. It's got enough kinetic energy. It's a dang good coyote gun or a coyote cartridge. This rifle, I shot a lot of coyotes with, and I decided, I got to noticing that with my factory loads and just about anything that I could come up with, I would blow up coyotes. Most of the time when I had a coyote coming into the call, they would come in and either run right at the call, or they would come in and they were usually looking in my direction. So my options for a shot were either broadside or head on. And just about every coyote that I shot head on, right square in the chest, blew the fur out one side or the other with the 22-250. And it would create this big giant hole right down the side of the coyote that you almost couldn't repair. It would trash the pelt. So I did a little load development, and I found that if I got away from the 55 and the 60 grain bullets going at like 3,500 feet per second, 3,800 feet per second, and I moved to a 35 grain Hornady VMAX bullet and pushed that sucker right at about 3,800 feet per second, that load hit coyotes like a hammer. I would punch a coyote, center chest him right there. He would flip over backwards like I kicked him in the jaw, and I would get no exit wound. Broadside, no exit wound. When I would skin the coyotes, I would pick little bits and pieces of the pelt or of the bullet out of the just underneath the skin on the off side of the shot. And every single coyote that I shot with that load went straight down, and I did not have any fur damage. The problem was, I called in a pack of 6. This gun holds 4. And if you know anything about the Mausers, they have a controlled round feed. So you can't just slap around in the chamber and close the bolt on it. That will eventually destroy your extractor. So you have to stuff rounds into the mag and then cycle them into the thing. And that, after calling in a pack of 6 and having 4 rounds in the gun, that just didn't quite cut it for me. So we stepped up in the game a little bit, and we moved to the gas guns. I got this AR. This is a Smith & Wesson MP15. I put a full-length handguard on it. I didn't go through the process of getting the whole adjustable gas block, guys. I'll tell you, I cut the sight off the A2 front sight gas block on it and reprofiled it to fit the free-floated handguard over the top. I put a Picatinny rail section and a sling stud swivel so that I could mount a sitting bipod. If you're coyote hunting, you need some stuff. You know, you need a rest, you need a tripod, you need a bipod, you need something. I've found sitting is usually the best situation. Oftentimes, the coyotes are out in an area that has pretty wide open country. Well, heck, they're just about everywhere. So here in this country where I've been hunting the last few years right around my house, the brush around here is about 3 to 5 feet tall, and the terrain is relatively flat. There's next to no hills or anything you can't get up on to see coyotes running in. So if you can find a little clearing, great. You can't really hide in the bushes. You got to be able to kind of sit over top of them, because those coyotes, the bush is so thick, they'll just come right in and they're on top of you before you even know it. So the sitting bipod is not the right ticket. And so when I'm hunting here, I've found that this guy is the right ticket. This is a tripod that has a barrel rifle clamp on it, and I just stick that in there. That gives me 30 rounds. I got the bipod. I'm running the Nikon P3, the ProStaff P3 Predator scope on there. This one is what, 3 to 9. I don't shoot coyotes terribly far away. I like calling them in. That's the thing that really kind of got to me as far as my personal preference for hunting coyotes. So that gives me all the firepower I want. That gives me, a good scope. The Nikon P3 has an open circle reticle, and I found that is just the bee's knees when it comes to shooting running coyotes. Plus, having 30 rounds always comes in handy when you're shooting running coyotes, because if you're in the world of predator hunting or predator control, then you don't want to let those coyotes get away. How many times you shoot is not a big deal. The important thing is killing the coyote. So send some lead. This rifle is chambered in 5.56. I am currently running 223, and I am running a 45 grain jacketed hollow point, not the 55 grain. The 55 grain, it comes out of coyotes and it blows up fur. The 45 grain kills them dead. Now I hear everybody out there saying, oh, the 223 doesn't knock them down like it should. Man, if you're shooting a coyote with a 223 and it's running away, you need to learn how to shoot. That's all I can say. It's all about shot placement. You shoot a coyote in the butt with a 7 rem mag, it's gonna run away. There's just no, there's no way to avoid it. It's all about shot placement. So quit your griping about the 223 and learn how to shoot. Because every coyote that I've shot with that gun in the vitals died within seconds. And it left a great blood trail, and I had no problems finding it. So that being said, there's that. So yeah, this has been my go-to coyote gun. And after years of experience, if I'm out there trying to put fur in the back of the truck, this is the one that I'm running. So now for my favorite coyote gun. When I go hunting and I am not worried about putting fur in the back of the truck, I am just looking for the fun and the thrill of calling coyotes and hunting. This is the guy. I shoot this off of from the sitting position pretty typically. If I'm not in the right brush, the right country, then I might run it off with a tripod. But and a single point shooting stick. So this is a custom built Smith & Wesson Highway Patrolman. It's the end frame. It's chambered in .357 Magnum. And you want to talk about fun hunting coyotes. You got 6 rounds. And good times. It's got a 9.5-inch bull barrel on it. This gun will hold a 4-inch group at 100 yards. If I can shoot it that good, then man, it's a good day. But I've killed many coyotes with this, just plain out of fun. So no, this is not the ultimate coyote gun, but it's a dang fun one. So now if we're looking at, I don't want to drop her in the sand there. If we're looking at which of these ultimately comes down to the ultimate coyote gun, guys, if you're looking for the rifle to hunt predators, to hunt coyotes, in whatever situation you are hunting coyotes, whether it be for the fun of hunting, predator control, fur, or heck, even for tournaments. Those are they don't exist really here in Colorado because it's not legal. This is the guy. We haven't got into nighttime hunting. We haven't gotten into thermal hunting, all that jazz. But this is the guy. It's lightweight. It holds plenty of rounds. It's accurate. It's not overpowered for your coyotes. It's not underpowered for your coyotes. With the proper load, it doesn't destroy fur. With the proper load, like all your varmint bullets, those bullets are designed not to ricochet. They hit anything and they just come apart. These 45 grain jacketed hollow points will get through a little bit of brush, but not much. And if they hit anything, bone, rock, sand, dirt, don't matter. They're coming apart and they're not ricocheting. So you can use something like that where you are worried about livestock possibly over the hill or the ranch, or they're easily paintable, they're easily camouflaged, they're highly accessorized. You can put lights on them if you're into the thermal. You can put thermals into them if you're into the thermal. Guys, this is the gun. If you're gonna go this route, have it chambered in 5.56 or 223 Wild. That way you can run just about anything in it you want. And yeah, so You want to get into predator hunting, and you're ready to spend the money on a dedicated coyote gun. That's it. If you're not, if you're looking to just go out and go coyote hunting, take your pick. They all work wonders. They all do well. They all kill coyotes. If you're going to use a 17 HMR, shoot them in the head. Save yourself some heartache. If you can't shoot them in the head with the 17 HMR, then don't hunt with it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and guys, I appreciate it. If you found some value in this, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps us out. And we will talk to you soon. Thanks.